Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? So, we got a package. It's nothing really big or nothing like that, but I'm surprised that it came so early. It came really quick. Oh, what? That's dope. It sent me some Skittles. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Shout out to, I'll tell you here in a second. I hate these bags. I like them, but I hate them. Bank error in your favor. Collect a free treat. It's pretty dope. It's pretty cool. But shout out to Motorads, man. Shout out to Motorads. Yeah, I had to get another one. Not for my current helmet. All right, so if you guys don't know, I did purchase another helmet. Give me 1 second. It's kind of dark in here. Right, so if you guys don't know, I bought another helmet. Now, that was delayed. What else was delayed? The Alpine Stars airbag system was delayed as well. Kind of upset about that because it was supposed to be here last Friday, and it was not, obviously. And you know, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? All right, so yeah, that got delayed. The helmet got delayed, and I'm guessing my leather jacket and my leather pants that I bought is still like technically on back order, even though it didn't say back order. What's going on, motorsports? What's happening right now? You know what I mean? That's kind of a pain in the butt, in my opinion. You know, again, you order gear and you expect it to kind of be here. Like, if it says it's in stock, it's supposed to be in stock. But anyways, I had to go out and get another flex mount for the new helmet. It is a KYT. I finally pulled the trigger on it, and it looks really, really good. But it's only part of it. I do have one of these on my actual regular helmet. I do got one on my regular helmet. It's kind of funky, but you know what? It's never come off. It's never come off. So, you can see that. You probably wonder why it looks all lumpy. I use some Sugru. I use Sugru on this thing, just because I wanted an extra peace of mind. You know, I wanted an extra peace of mind that this thing was not going to come off. So I used some Sugru, and just kind of overlapped it over the Motorad. And I should have used, instead of my fingers, which I did because you can see all my fingerprints in it, I just used my fingers. Next time I'm with this, if I use Subaru again, I'm going to use something that's very, very not fingerprinty. But you might be wondering why I did that. The reason why I did that is simply because I already lost a GoPro, I lost DJI Action 4, I had to rebuy it, and you know, I'm just tired of rebuying cameras. And what sucks about that is that, yeah, you may buy the extra warranty with that shit, excuse me, but the fine print, if you don't read the fine print says that you have to have something to send them back. So for example, if you lose it on the highway, if you're not able to like stop and retrace your steps to pick up the broken pieces, or at least what you can find, they're not going to honor that at all. I believe Insta360 may have something where they will give you up to like one free, like, well, it's not even free, but they'll give you one like replacement if you don't even have a unit, but you have to pay like some kind of deposit or whatnot. But it just sucks, man. So if you do lose a camera, try to retrieve it. You know, like I said, when you're on the highway, it's really hard to go back and retrieve something. And honestly, trying to go back on the highway to retrieve a camera is like just stupid. You know what I mean? Your life is not worth the $300 or whatever it is that you spent on your camera. It just really isn't. I almost lost my Insta360 X4, but when I did lose it, or when I did almost lose it, at least I was parked and I wasn't riding. Now, I do got to get a bamboo stick, or carbon fiber pole for this selfie pole. The other one broke, the metal one, and I have not used this on the bike since. Just have been not wanting to spend another like $100 on a pole. And honestly, man, I don't know what it is. I know the newer ones have like the little magnetic mount, which I'm digging, but it's not enough for me to go get another one. But I just always feel like I just don't trust this thing hanging off a pole on the back of my bike, right? I just don't. I don't know why. I see a lot of people doing it, and you know, it seems fine with them, but using this quarter thread, like, if you don't understand, to me, it's a pain in the butt having to always check it, because when you're riding, you better check it. Like, if you pit stop for a ride, make sure you check it and retighten it, because the vibrations of the bike as you're riding, it slowly starts to unwind. It slowly starts to unwind. And if you're not paying attention, it could be ride number 3, ride number 4, boom. Or if you're riding for a long time that day, you can lose this thing, man. That's why I don't really trust them on the back of bikes. So I just haven't been using it. Now I do get some really cool footage. First, it took me a little while to color match between the DJI, the Action 4, and that. What I noticed is that the colors look much better on the Insta360, in my opinion. The Action 4 has more of like a flat, cinematic kind of like it just has more of a flat tone to it. So you really, if you shoot log, you know, you really have some room to like color grade. And that's the only thing that I really like about the DJI is that you can color grade it. So if you're running a separate camera like the Insta360, you have a better chance of color matching that. So you do got to boost like the vibrance, you know, you gotta, you know, I use Filmora Wondershare now. I do not use Adobe Premiere anymore. I use the Adobe Premiere for like almost all my editing life, and I love it, but it's too expensive, and I think that the Wondershare gives you way more options. They make things a little bit easier. You don't have to do as much, and that's why I like it. So if you're looking for another editing, stop using, you know, don't use DaVinci, don't use any of that crap, unless you're actually, I don't know, like filmmaking, or you run like some kind of tech channel or something like that, and you're just, you know, down with the editing. But for me, if you're producing motovlogs, you don't want to be spending hours upon hours editing footage. Some people do that. To me, it's just stupid, but you know, I get it. But when you're motovlogging, and you're trying to put out content, the last thing you want to be doing, you're already doing hours of filming. The last thing I want to do is spend hours editing and then hours waiting for it to encode, you know what I mean? And it's just stupid. It's just stupid. So that's another reason why I stopped using Adobe Premiere, is because it just takes way too long to encode. And I have a Threadripper, so you know, it usually chews through things. And I think part of the issue was before is that I was running SLI on my computer, and now I'm not. So I think that kind of has something to play with, has something to do with it as well. But it just was too slow, man. It was so slow with a Threadripper. Now I'm using freaking Wondershare, and the same settings, encoding at, you know, 4K 60 frames a second, it still just chews through it. It just chews through it. It's so much faster. It's so much faster. So to me, it's a no-brainer. But yeah, I did want to talk quickly about, how much time do I got? All right. Son's about to come home from school, so I did kind of want to quickly talk about, oh yeah, go make sure you get one of these hats, man. Go get one of these hats, baby. Get one of these hats. What I want to talk about, oh, okay, so I saw my boy Hollywood do a video, and it kind of really made me think about, you know, I've talked about different types of people at meets, or who go to like meetup events and stuff like that. I never really went in depth. His video was actually pretty good, because it kind of went into why he does it. And I think it's always interesting to see why people go to these meetups. But I kind of want to talk about the different types of people that go to these meets, and what you can kind of expect. Me, myself, at first, especially if you first started watching the channel, I was trying to go to meets like every single week, and I was able to because of my schedule. Since then, my schedule has changed over like the last like 4 or 5 months, probably a little longer. But it's very hard to get to the Tuesday meets. They have these meets in the middle of the week. Nobody really does much on the weekend, which is strange to me, but I couldn't really go to a lot of these meets. Now, we do have a big community out here in San Antonio, and I love going whenever I can, you know what I mean? I think they do like Cars and Coffee once a month. Yeah, they do Cars and Coffee once a month. Try to get out to these things. I think Cars and Coffee is just way too early. You got people going out there like leaving at like, or meeting up there at like 6 o'clock in the morning. That's crazy. Bruh, no. No. Especially on a weekend, it's like, no. But, I've noticed that there's different types of people at these meets / events. Now, in my opinion, sorry, I'm crinkling up this paper. In my opinion, one of the reasons why I like to go to these meets, right? Let's start off with the do's, with what I like about going to these meets. I like going to these meets because, number one, first and foremost, you do get to network with people that are in your area. And you kind of get to see a lot of people, right? And you'll be surprised the people that you'll meet, how much stuff you may have in common when you start to talk it up. If you're an introvert, I go through my phases where I don't really want to talk to people or be around people. And then I have my phases where I'm just a social butterfly, right? But generally, if you like to meet other people, it's a perfect place to meet other people in your area. You'd be surprised how many people that are at these meets who are wishing they can either ride with other people more often or create content. You'd be very, very surprised. If you really want to create content, my suggestion is to go up to the people that may, have a similar ride or whatnot, but go up to people that you see that have a GoPro camera or some kind of camera on their helmet and just talk to them. Ask them what they do, Ask them if they got Instagram, YouTube, whatnot. 9 times, I ain't gonna say 9 times in 10. I would say half the time you're gonna meet people that they're filming to make content, or they're filming because, they do a lot of runs, a lot of speed runs, or, they do a lot of roll racing on the highway, and they're not necessarily posting it for like social media purposes, like content, but they're more or less just trying to get clips and stuff like that to kind of share with each other and whatnot. But that's why I really like to go to these events, because you really get to meet some like-minded people. What I don't like about these events, honestly, is that to me it's just a platform, or it's just a place for people to sell their merch. And to me, it gets a little boring. It's the same people, it's like the same people doing it. And it's like, damn, man, to me, it feels like a thirst trap. It's like everybody gets there and it's just like, okay, you're selling merch again. It's like every single event. Now, some people like to go to these events because they want to be around the bigger YouTubers and whatnot, who are usually got the tents popped up. They're selling merch, signing stuff and whatnot. Usually you got people that want to go there because they're trying to be seen, right? They want to be seen. So they will show up at almost every single event to try to get close to the bigger YouTubers or to the bigger social media guys who are more recognized. I would say YouTube famous or internet famous. And there's nothing wrong with that either. And the reason why people do that is because if you see them enough, eventually you're going to be interested in what they do. And their style of filming or whatnot, their style of motovlogs. And so I get it. I get it. The more you show your face at some of these meets, like the Ghost meets, the stuff that's in Austin, Dallas, where everybody's at, anywhere, Florida, wherever you're at, you're going to see people that are almost like groupies who are always trying to be around the internet, the famous internet people. And there ain't, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, that's kind of a good way or a good strategy really to kind of get noticed more, because the more and more people see you around these said people, the more and more they're going to think that you must run with them, or that you have some kind of close relationship with them. And so they naturally just start to gravitate towards you as well. And you can see this you can see this with like certain people like Will Kid Hill, Jules, Amy, Joey the Human, Blondie Motovlog. She's already kind of big, but usually, like I'm saying, usually when you see people like them, the people that they're riding with now are starting to get a little more love, like a little more awareness. So it definitely does work. And, shout out to the big people that, that don't mind featuring some of these other people in their vlogs to kind of put them on game. I think that's pretty dope as well. So I think that's probably like the main reason why you'll have certain people that try to attend all these events, because they want to be able to get recognized, right? Again, there's nothing wrong with that. But, you're going to have other people there as well. You're going to have like the idiots who just want to rev bomb, who actually try to just get the spots shut down once they're bored and done with the meet. It always happens. every single place. People that get there, they show up, they're like, yeah, we're following the rules. And then when they get bored and they want to blow, they're ready to go ride or something, they're going to blow up the spot. So, you got to always watch out for them. The other kind of people that you're going to see are stunters. You're going to see a lot of stunters at these meets, at these events. It's very, very welcome for stunters. It's a normal thing to see that maybe at certain events, they'll have like an area shut down just for the stunters to do their thing, and it's pretty awesome. So, and it can get loud. It can get loud, but usually everybody likes to watch it. I definitely do. It's better than watching people try to leave the meet, trying to pop wheelies and shit, and then they eat shit. They're sliding on their face, and the shame. But yeah. And then what other people do you got? You got the people that are going to be there that they are gonna, you got people that are gonna be like walking around. You're gonna have people that generally just walk around and try to start shit. They're gonna try to hate on everybody's shit. They're walking around hating on everybody's stuff. They act like they're the fastest there, they're fastest in the world. You're gonna have those kind of people. You're also gonna have people that are super friendly and super just like overly friendly. They're very, very welcoming and whatnot. There's a mix of people. Now, when you start to ride at these events, that's usually where you see a lot of the egos come out, right? You're going to have different types of riders. You're going to have people that, especially if there's a camera car involved or some type of photo shoot or like some type of roller shoot, you're going to get all kinds of people, man. Even if you don't, you're going to get all kinds of people. They're going to do like a quick ride assessment and say, we're going from this point to that point, put it in your damn GPS, ride your own ride. Get there when you get there, and you're gonna have people that just try to show off. You're gonna have people that are egomaniacs, and they're gonna try their best to show everybody how fast they are, or they can do the best wheelies, and they just like to, they get off on near misses, stuff like that. So you just got to be very, very careful, because you can just be chilling in your lane, riding down, like just riding normal, riding your own ride, and here comes this idiot flying by you, flipping you. You know what I mean? And it's the worst when you don't see it coming, and then next thing you know, you're sliding all over the damn highway, right? So it happens, guys. It happens. So usually at meets and events, I won't go out with the main group. I usually don't go out with the main group. And if I do go out, I hang towards the back. And then I kind of do like a catch-up thing. I never go up to the front, ever. I just usually hang out in the back, towards the back end of the group, because those are where all the chill people want to just be, while everybody else who wants to who are egomaniacs and just want to show everybody how fast they are, they're going to be up in the middle, or in the middle towards the front, kind of doing like a little round robin rubber band effect kind of thing. They're going to go up to the front, fall back a little bit to the middle, race back up to the front. It's just over and that's where you got to be really, really careful, because like I said, you don't want to end up on the highway trying to, riding your ride and somebody clips you. It happens. I saw one this morning. It was pretty bad. And what was so bad about it is that there was a car right behind this guy who went down because he got clipped from behind. And there was a car, no lie, maybe 10, 15 feet behind him. So as soon as he went down and just started tumbling, thank God the car slammed on their brakes. It just sucks, man. So if you find yourself in that kind of position, man, really, really just, fall back, man, fall back. But it's enough talking, man. Like I said, there's going to be plenty of different personalities at these events. Make sure you find the ones that you gravitate towards. You're going to find them. You know what I mean? You're definitely going to find them. Also, make sure you check out your local city's Facebook groups. There's plenty of them. People post up where they're going to go, where they're going to meet up. Usually, if you're in any kind of city, there's going to be a main Facebook page or a group page for people who ride motorcycles, whether it's street bikes, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. So, okay. Anyways, so yeah, man, make sure you check that out in your area so you can get linked up with people before you just show up to some of these events. It may be an event that you may not even want to be in or be around. Sometimes I've shown up to events without checking, and it's a bunch of Harley dudes, and it's like, damn, it's like me and two other people that are on sport bikes, so it feels awkward a little bit. So, check that out. Anyways, catch you guys in the next video. Peace.